Here I'll be sharing a somatic Reiki practice and giving you a taste of what being in one of these sessions, one of these containers would feel like. So we always begin with grounding. So let's first orient to our external environment. So using your head and neck and eyes to look around the room and allowing your focus, your gaze, to rest on something that organically catches your eye. Just pausing there, naming what you see, taking in all of its details, its color, its shape, its texture, and then continuing to look around the room, maybe noticing one more thing. Again, pausing there, taking in all of its details. And breathing as you do this. And then, now that we're oriented in our space, let's orient to where we fit into that space. So if you're sitting, feeling your sits bones on the ground, the seat, the bed, the couch, wherever you are, I recommend having your feet on the ground as you do this exercise, and again, noticing your feet as they make contact with the ground. Continuing to breathe. And notice here how just that simple orienting practice has created any shifts in your breath, your state of mind, your somatic experience, how it feels for you to be in your body. And let's take it in another layer now. So you can place your hands on a point of your body to bring that tactile support there. And this is all optional, of course. At this point, I'd recommend closing down the eyes or softening the gaze. Whatever helps you turn your awareness inward. And then beginning here to conduct a body scan. So you can start from the tips of your toes, working your way up your legs, and just noticing any areas of sensation as you move up your body through your hips, your low belly, low back, obliques, chest, upper back, shoulders, down the arms, to the hands, through the neck, face, back of the head, all the way to the crown. Flooding your whole being with your awareness. And so as you conducted this body scan, notice any areas of sensation, like I said, and let's choose one here and return to that. So I am feeling this pressure in my chest. So I'm just going to be with that, and maybe it's the same for you, or maybe it's something else. If it is elsewhere, I invite you to move your hands to bring that tactile support to the location of sensation. So I also feel something in my neck, so I'm going to put a little support there as well. And then just get curious, same as we did in our external environment, noticing all the details of that sensation. And if at any point this becomes overwhelming for you, just return to that grounding we did at the beginning, either feeling your feet, your sits bones, contact points, your breath, or looking around the space if you need to take a break from being internal. So we don't want to force this practice. We want to soften into it and continuously check in with ourselves, continuously check in with the degree of safety that we feel in our body. If ever you're feeling unsafe, ungrounded, anxious, panicky, just take a pause, look around, feel your feet, orient yourself to the space, and then check in with if you want to come back. So coming back to the sensation I'm going to go with my neck because that one is stronger for me. So yeah, noticing the intensity of the sensation. Is it deep? Is it superficial? Is it have a time element? Is it constant? Is it throbbing, pulsating? Does it have a texture? Is it ropey? Is it electric? And these are all examples. Anything that describes your sensation, just noticing that. They're just guides. And then maybe even assigning it a color. So for me, this space in my neck seems like a dark, dark blue. And you can get creative with this. There's no wrong answers. And just noticing it and expanding into that seat of the witness. So if any thoughts arise of stories or evaluations or big emotions, just noticing those, not pushing them away or clinging to them, and letting them flow. Continuing to be with the sensation, with the awareness, with the breath. And as you're here, now I invite you to bring in that frequency of Reiki, of unconditional love. And so for this, you can imagine source energy, universal life force, this unconditionally loving frequency, however you can connect to that higher power, that organizing divine intelligence. And inviting that to flow through your crown. You might not feel anything the first time you practice this. That's okay. It's a practice. Just imagine it if you can't feel it. For me, it feels like this bright, white, golden iridescent light beam that is warm and that can hold anything and everything. That does hold anything and everything. And bringing that into your heart space, connecting with your heart's energy, your heart's magnetism, your heart's resonance. Letting it swirl in there. Attuning to you. And then directing that energy out through your arms, through your palms, and sending it in to meet those sensations. Allowing them to swirl together. Continuing to be with the breath. If ever anything feels overwhelming, like I said, always coming back to those grounding points. And engaging elongated exhales as well to regulate the nervous system. And you can imagine here as this unconditional love swirls with the sensation in your body. All of the tension, the stress, the fear being exhaled through the soles of your feet on the exhale. And turning it to the earth. And again, you might not feel this the first few times, the first many times you practice, but just imagining it. If you want, you can even use more tactile support by encouraging energy to move down to ground. And sometimes it doesn't want to go, and that's okay. Bodies are so wise. If they're holding something, it's for a reason. Maybe there's a message that comes through for you that you need to know to let go, to deepen into. And now here I still feel the heat from that Reiki, that practice in my neck, flowing and swirling there. I'm still feeling the energy draining through the soles of my feet into the earth. And you can notice that a shift has taken place for me in how I'm breathing, how I'm speaking from the beginning of the video. So noticing too for you how that evolution has taken place. And sometimes this looks like more of a peaceful, light, relaxing experience. And sometimes there's some uncomfortable density that you didn't even know was there that arises. So allowing for that range of experiences to be. If you are feeling like there's a lot of like excess energy, like emotions of like anger or let's work with anger today. Then I invite you to actually stand up, and there's a few different things that we can do here. So one that's really great for anger is just doing some rage squats. So inviting that energy to move down and moving it through the hip flexors, restore so much of this stress, this activation through those muscles, connected to our sympathetic nervous system. And notice how you feel there. Other things you can do is push up against a wall, but something that you're doing to actually involve the body in moving the energy. If it's feeling more like a fear, and maybe, it goes in layers here, there's anger, and then below it, it's fear, then you can actually like stop. Imagine like running away, and you can do this sitting too. It's just giving, do you see, I feel that activation now in my heart and my body. And so as we're working with the body to move the energy through, we're working with this expansive, unconditional love to hold us in this space. Energy starts to shift, it starts to move, and we transform. So this is the essence of Somatic Reiki. And then, of course, we want to end again with that grounding. So feeling your feet on the earth, your sits bones on your seat, looking around your space, allowing your awareness to linger on anything that organically catches your eye. And maybe giving yourself a tight squeeze, a hug. You can place one hand under your armpit on, wrong side, on your heart side. Doesn't really matter what side, as long as you're feeling that tactile support. Thanking yourself for engaging in this exercise, this practice. And then if you were in more of the bigger expression of anger, of fear, then I would invite you to close it off with some swaying. So what we're doing here, again, we're using the body to move energy through. And as we find this back and forth motion, we're reorienting our center line. So when we're in a sympathetic expression, fight or flight, we're either moving towards or moving away. We're either pulled in one direction or another. And so when we do this swaying, we're giving ourselves that feedback internally, right? The nervous system, your interoception, that connection to internal cues and sensation, to reorient to center, to come back into that integral alignment. Yeah, and if ever you notice that deeper exhale, the sigh, yawn, sometimes a burp, a sneeze, that's your way of your nervous system showing you that it's reset, that you're complete. So waiting for that, and then again, finding your way to express gratitude for your body, for being with this practice. Thank you for your willingness to engage in this work, and I look forward to offering a very special container where we'll work with this process together very soon, so keep an eye out for that.